Not single. Not yet single, not yet married.
Oh, it's complicated.
Complicated.
Oh.
Hindi.
No, but Phil J, you're in the government, especially in Boston, in Massachusetts. It's is it extra tough being a Filipino in such a predominantly a predominantly white state? I mean, when we the impression here, at least in the Philippines, from what we know from social media and the movies, is that it's mainly Irish. Is it very hard representing specifically the Filipinos and the Pacific Islanders?
Absolutely. As you said, being Irish, we just celebrated St. Patrick's Day here in Boston, and there's not that many Filipinos here. They don't even really know where the Philippines is or what Filipino is. When they ask me what ethnicity I am, I get either Hawaiian, Spanish, Vietnamese, Cambodian. It's usually Filipino being the last option, or they don't even know that the Philippines exists.
So what do you tell them if they ask you what is Filipino?
Sure. So I say it's to the right of China and below Japan. That's the only way to really describe it to them.
It's right on the Pacific. Dito sa may kaliwa, dito sa may ilalim.
Geography.
Yeah, but I bet it's really tough, especially when you have to play against stereotypes. Is that added pressure, or that motivates you even more?
It's added pressure, but pressure makes diamonds, diba? So it motivates me some more to really advocate for the Filipinos specifically, obviously with the Asian Americans as well too. But being a Filipino, really, it motivates me being here in Boston to be a Filipino.
Di ba ba tayo lilipat? Napapanisan na ako ng laway dito. Parang gusto ko na mag-gargle dito. Napapanisan ako ng laway.
He can understand Tagalog. You can ask in Tagalog.
So I can
Have you been
Tagalog.
here in the Philippines, Commissioner Phil J?
Opo, 2019 was the last time, right before the pandemic happened. I was already wearing a mask leaving the Philippines.
Where are your family from here?
Sa Ilocos, Cabugao. This is the province, just above, 20 minutes above Vigan City. So in that picture, I went to actually where my parents went to school to provide a leadership workshop to the student government leaders in Cabugao Institute in Ilocos.
Cabugao.
Sir Phil J, are you planning to run for a higher position there one day, or are you planning to transfer here to the Philippines to run for a position?
I think I'll definitely run for a position higher dito sa Boston. I'd love to represent a greater community and population. If the Philippines let me, would run. I'm not a citizen, so I would have to work on that or find a way to be in some type of position that allows me to.
So, thank
you
Phil
very
J.
much, sir. Thank you. Phil J. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Phil J.
And we're leaving now, okay? Thank you.
Alis na.
We're leaving now.
Parang may nag-antay ng taxi.
Dito tayo sa isa pa raw na masungit.
Naku, yan na. Yung nasabi masungit.
Si
Ang dali
Geraldine.
naman.
Naku.
Yan. Ma'am, ang tanong!
Tama ba na pinili ka ni Geraldine? Hindi siya masungit. Kaya naman yung ngiti niya. Ang ganda-ganda, oh.
20 minus
20,000 pesos.
Yan pa naman yung pambinyag.
Bale, may 30
Tsaka
pa naman.
birthday ng anak mo.
May 30 pa.
So, Miss Melissa, you are a what? We're looking for a counselor, that's why. We're looking for a counselor.
Pero mo yan, ang galing na mag-English. Nalilito. Ako pa kaya?
Ano?
Ma'am, are you or you're not?
Timer
Timer
starts.
starts now.
Ano sinasabi siya? Yes, Miss Melissa.
I am not. I'm actually the mayor of my city.
Mayor pala.
No, hindi lang konsehala.
Alam mo, ikaw,
Mayora.
para ka na si Chapusit.
Gigil na gigil.
Patingin mo na. Patingin. Okay, go.
Mayor!
Mayor.
Madam Mayor.
Sandali naman.
Diba? Mayora! Do you speak Tagalog, Miss Melissa?
Konti lang.
Oh, sa'yo yan. Letter C yan eh.
Guys, di nyo na ba kaya?
Come here.
Di nyo na kaya?
Come here.
I just want to say hi.
Let us
Madam
say hi.
Mayor, which city?
For the city of Artesia in Los Angeles County.
Wow! In
Oo.
Los
Artesia.
Angeles.
Oo, yan yung mga umaactive.
Si Madam Mayor, ang first Asian Filipina mayor
of Artesia, California.
Wow.
Grabe. Yo, tanong nga.
Ikaw na lang.
Letter C to eh.
Hindi, okay lang.
Madam Mayor, being the first Asian Filipina mayor of Artesia, what shade of lipstick are you wearing?
Now, I have a question. Before you became a mayor, did you also go to a process of, like, say in the Philippines, we run for councilor first, prove our worth, then aim for a
higher.
higher position? Did you also undergo? Yes?
Yes, I had Councilor Ray, I had to run for office. I ran for office in 2018, but I also ran in 2013 and lost, and then eventually won. So it's been an honor to serve since.
Madam Melissa, how did you get into politics in the first place?
My parents questioned that too, but they're public servants. My mom was a registered nurse in the county, and my dad was a U.S. Postal Service, and both of them actually served in the Philippine Army, and they actually met back in the Philippines at Bayluna Military Hospital in Quezon City, where my family's from.
Madam Mayor Melissa, I have a question. What really pushed you to pursue a higher position in your county, given that it was never done before by a Filipino, neither a Filipina and
Asian.
a woman? So what really transpired this decision?
Yes, I wanted to make sure there were people who looked like me and were making big decisions at the decision-making table. If I wanted to be an advocate for my community, I wanted to make sure that I was helping make those decisions for people who look like me and everyone else on this panel.
Madam Mayor, especially in Artesia, it's quite diverse. Because well, I have family from Artesia, and one of the things that I personally was concerned about was that, and I didn't know anything except from what I would read on social media. There was a time that I got worried for my family, especially when the campaigns about stopping Asian hate. How did you deal with that? Were you already in office when these things started?
Oh yes, even before the Stop Asian Hate campaigns were happening, when the pandemic started, I was already seeing those hatred towards people who look like me of color when I was campaigning, when Trump was in office. So to see it happen and play out during the pandemic, I was worried for all the our tatays, our nanays, and I even would accompany many of the elders, even my parents, to the stores. So in terms of being elected, I made sure we did resolutions to condemn the hate and say we are not the cause for the virus. So it's very important that people who look like me are telling people you are speaking up for those who can't speak for others.
Mm-hmm.
So is that one of the reasons that prodded you to run for the position?
Yes, just to make sure that, there are Filipinos in power. We are definitely the largest population in California right now in terms of Asian Pacific Islanders. So there's a disproportionate number of the population and those who are serving. I'm technically the only Filipina sitting mayor in the U.S. At this time, and it shouldn't be that way. There should be more of us.
And Filipina.
Filipina,
Ang not
mahirap.
Filipino.
Mayora, when I go to your country and then I was driving a car and then the police may catch me because beating the red light, can I use your name? Kababayan ko naman to eh.
Bakit ba?
Walang ganon.
Baka mahingi mo tayo ng calling card ba? Yung
May pirma.
So, if I go there, you please give me a calling card. So,
All of
any
us,
violation,
Mayor.
I'm free, right?
Hindi.
Hindi pwede.
Hindi ba yan?
No, but I look like you, madam.
Walang backer doon.
Walang
Ay, ayoko na
backer
malungkot.
Pwede video green na lang.
Saan
oh.
ba dito sa Pilipinas ang mga kamag-anak ni Mayora?
Oo nga. Where's your family from?
My grandparents are from Palawan.
Wow.
And my ancestral home is in Quezon City by UP Diliman on Maginhawa Street.
Taga Maginhawa.
Did you grow up here, Madam Mayor? In the Philippines?
Yes, I was born and raised in California.
Ah, in California.
Yun lang.
Ano talaga sila, no? Pag doon talaga lumaki, no?
Oo.
So, no, executive.
How about family life? Do you have, you know,
Are you married?
kids, married?
No, I've never been engaged, married, or have kids. I have nephews and nieces.
So, before you became the city mayor or you run for office, do you have like a job or what do you?
Yes, so my full-time job is I work for the government. I work for the state legislature, and I was in Congress and then back into the legislature. So it's been 20 years. So that's my day job on top of being a mayor and running a city.
So may background din siya talaga sa
That's why
government.
you're running for mayor because you're always employee. Now you're the boss.
Miss Melissa.
Bakit ba Chinese yung tono, Kuya Jose?
Yung talaga pag nag-English ka, kunyari, Asia tayo, Chinese, tago mo, dawas ka.
Madam
may
Mayor,
tanong Yes.
what's a day like for a mayor,
Mayor sa ibang bansa.
in
A
Los
lady
Angeles?
mayor.
A lady mayor. What's a day like for you?
It varies. Like this morning, I signed all the checks for the city, and then I signed resolutions that passed. And I'm just hearing updates from the staff of what's going on, you know, and issues like homelessness that's happening. So it really varies. So I have to do that on top of what I do for the state, which is helping other constituents.
Hindi ka na nakaka-istorbo pala tayo. Hindi ka
May tatanong. You made mention of homelessness. Are there Filipino who are homeless also in your area?
I don't think we've identified Filipinos, but we do have a large Filipino population who are newly first immigrants here.
Wala. Yan lang ang maganda sa ating mga Pilipino. Pag nagpunta tayo sa ibang bansa, sigurado, meron tayong gagawin. Hindi tayo pabigat.
Tsaka masipag tayo.
Oo nga. Alika na.
Alam nyo ba, wait lang na si Madam Mayor ay legit Dabarkads noong bata pa.
Talaga ba?
Oo, gusto niya manood ng Itbulaga sa Broadway daw.
Sa Broadway pa
Sa
tayo
Broadway
noon?
pa, oo.
Mayor, pag umuwi ka dito, wala na po kami sa Broadway, baka doon ka pumunta. Andito na kami sa APT Studios. You understand?
I don't know what you just
You explain.
Alan Kay,
Slowly daw, slowly.
trying to say, we are not in Broadway right now. We are here at the new studio, the brand new studio,
Yes.
new setup, new supa, everything. here at the APT studio in Marcos Highway. When you go there, I'm your backer. And I go to your place, you're my backer.
Ex-deal. Ex-deal.
You can go to the backstage. You can sit beside the artist here.
Mabigat na ba?
I'll take your pictures.
I take your picture. I give you food. No swab. Go inside.
I'm sure naman pag umuwi yan dito,
Grabe,
malawin
exemption.
tayo.
No.
Endemic na nun. Wala
No problem. You don't need to go to hotel. Just go to my house.
I'll prepare a room for you.
Yes.
Sobrang
I
ba?
have a guest room.
Madam
Thank you,
Mayor.
Mayora. May tanong pa yata si MJ.
No, I just want to say that I hope to see Madam Mayor in a higher position in the future.
Oh,
It would be
yeah.
a great
Like
accomplishment
governor
for Filipinos.
of California.
Ay, naku, lakas ko na.
Do you aim for that, Mayor? Like the governor of
if
California?
If the opportunity comes, I won't say no.
Because Schwarzenegger is not also 100% American. He's half Austrian. So you can be the first also from Asia, right?
Yes, we definitely can.
If you want to campaign, call us. We'll be there in a hurry.
Yeah.